Hi, I'm Richard Randall, and welcome to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker, the owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. This is the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate with Colorado's real estate authority, Barb Schlinker. Barb Schlinker is a retired Navy veteran. Barb is an author. Barb Schlinker is also a pilot, and Barb and her team enjoy all that Colorado and the Front Range have to offer. Barb, always great to be talking with you. Now, we air your real estate voice every Saturday. If you can't listen to the entire show, it is always available on Barb's site, barbhasthebuyers.com, or just go ahead and search for Barb on most of the popular podcast platforms like iHeartRadio. So, Barb, what are we talking about this weekend?
Well, Richard, good morning, and I'm happy to speak with you again. So the first topic is about how accurate are the Zillow Zestimates of home values in Colorado? I get a lot of questions about this when I ask them what they think their home is worth. They always refer to this website. So I'm going to have fun talking about them and some of the myths about whether or not their opinion of value actually reflects what the market will do. And then the next topic is about if you are getting ready to sell your home, what are the questions that you should ask when you're hiring a realtor right here in Colorado? There's some interesting questions that might really surprise you. And then the third topic is what should you do if your house is not selling and how do you fix it? And the very last topic is how does a cash offer work when selling your house? And as always, I love covering my hot new listings. Richard?
No one seems to know for sure where the interest rates are going to be going, and some people are seeing their home values drop on sites like Zillow Zestimates. Barb Schlinker, how accurate are those Zillow estimates right here in Colorado?
Well, a lot of people don't really know what Zillow is. They are a billion-dollar tech company that basically, went nationwide with a better mousetrap than the online 1,500 different multiple listing services. So there are actually 1,500 different multiple listing services in the country. They're all very local. All of their softwares are different and they don't talk to each other. Doesn't that sound like the government to you?
That sounds a lot like the government, in all honesty. That's not a good thing right now.
No, it's not. But that those MLSs, they go up to Realtor.com, which actually is another tech company. They put all that data together and they share it with a bunch of other different websites. So in the case of Zillow, though, Realtor.com and Zillow got into a legal battle, and now Zillow had to go directly and negotiate with each individual MLS to get their data. They also went to the tax record data to get their data. So many times the stuff that's displayed online on their website is not necessarily accurate. It's not a listing service, although they do copy some stuff that's in the MLS. They also copy and aggregate some other data, like if people are putting their houses up for sale or for rent. And they are kind of the go-to website for buyers. I'll admit it, they definitely have taken over the hearts and minds of buyers online. So that's the place where most home sellers look because they're assuming that Zillow knows what their home is worth. But it is not a listing service. It is not a service where appraisers, who are licensed people that give an opinion of value, go to for the opinion of value. And their data does not have to be accurate. In fact, the way Zillow makes their money is that they created a better website or mousetrap essentially for buyers. Buyers go there, they look at homes and go, oh, I want to see their home. So they raise the hand, and then Zillow takes that contact information of the buyers and sells it to real estate agents. A lot of real estate agents spend a ton of money on Zillow just to get a lead or maybe a half dozen leads, like per zip code. If you pick any zip code in the area, an agent might pay three or four or $5,000 a month to get six potential leads, but those potential leads may not go to them. It depends on whether or not they answer the phone. And they have to pay that month after month, regardless of whether or not they convert any of those leads. So it's basically they piggybacked on the housing industry and found a way to make money. And a couple of years ago, Zillow really got into the real estate business and they were buying homes. They were making extraordinary offers on homes. In fact, I remember meeting with some home sellers where they said, "Hey, Zillow offered me this much money." And I knew the amount that they were offered was well above what the market could command because I had done my research and I told them, you should take it. And Zillow went on to lose $1 billion overpaying for houses. So they stopped doing that when they finally figured that out. And basically, what they own is really good national market share and online presence, and it's where the buyers are searching. But it doesn't matter if the data is accurate to them because their whole sole purpose in life is to sell leads or sell services to mostly the real estate agents or the housing industry in general. So accuracy definitely is a problem. They also sell other data services like the showing service. So if an agent puts a home on the market, Zillow bought this company called Showing Time, which basically gets all the data of who is showing, what's the seller's phone number, what's the feedback, which when I saw him do that, I was like, I don't really like sharing that much information about my sellers, but that's the go-to website now for all the real estate agents. In fact, the real estate agents became so dependent on it they didn't even read the multiple listing service, which has more data about the homes. They would just use this showing time applications to set showings and they would meet the buyer there. And if the buyer liked it, woohoo, they might make some money. So, it's very interesting to see where they have gone and they've made a gazillion dollars. So Zillow's goals basically is just to get a buyer to ask the question, and they really don't care if the data is accurate. So I get those questions all the time. They're like, well, it shows my house is a 2 bedroom when actually it's a 4 bedroom, or it's missing the whole basement. One thing you may not know is different MLS areas count square footage in a different way. So, like the whole Denver area really focuses on the above grade square footage, even though it could be doubled with the basement. And then El Paso County does it just the opposite. All the square footage is included. So, it doesn't matter to them. And actually, as a home seller, you can go up on there and change the data. You just have to claim the listing and you can provide information to Zillow if you really want. But when you go on the market, all the new, fresh, accurate data will replace whatever's on there right now. And what's going on right now is, the buyer activity has actually picked up quite a bit because the rates came back down into the sixes. As of this morning, conventional rates were hovering in the mid to upper sixes, like 6.7. VA and FHA loans are in the low sixes, and many lenders are offering to buy down the rate by 1% just to get buyers to say, okay, fine, I'm going to buy a house now. It's all about payment for the buyers, of course. But anyway, most agents put the most weight on home values based on past historic similar sales. That's exactly what appraisers do as far as home value. They take a look at, they compare apples to apples. So you can't compare a two-story to a ranch. It has to be the same type of home. And then they try to pick homes that have sold in the last 6 months within about a mile of the home, or if it's a rural home, you could go out further. These estimates don't care about those things. They're basically just taking all the sales around you and averaging it. So they don't know. Zillow doesn't know what kind of improvements you put in your home. They don't know if you've done an addition. They don't know if you've got views. All those things are missing from the data. They're just averaging sales around you and saying, hey, we think your house is worth this based on their super secret algorithm. But that number may not be true. The only problem with it is it could work against home sellers if you go on the market at a certain price and Zillow's saying, well, no, we think it's worth this much. That's a problem. And I've seen that happen before. But they're important only because they have a lot of the buyer's eyes. They have actually over 220 million monthly viewers on Zillow. Okay. And what those monthly viewers are seeing are the home values all around those homes, including yours. And actually, the first impression of a home besides the pictures is the price. So it has to be right out of the gate. And most buyers, of course, are looking for the best value. That's why the sellers that choose to price their home realistically versus optimistically tend to sell fast and for the most money, even though they might be priced a little bit on the very realistic side. And it's really changed in the last couple of years because interest rates more than doubled. So even though prices went up 40% while the rates were low, the prices have not come down. Interest rates are up over 100%. So we've got a dilemma. My name is Barb Schlinker. I'm the broker owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty and the host of this show, Your Real Estate Voice. If you are thinking of making a move, give us a call. We love to sit down and talk to home sellers and give them a really good idea what their home will sell for in this market, and show them what we do to get top dollar for homes and let them know exactly how much they're going to put in their pocket. All you need to do is go to barbhasthebuyers.com or give us a call at 719-301-3900. So when we come back, we're going to be talking about how you can really get an accurate value on your home. Richard?
You're listening to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And you can reach Barb and her team at 719-301-3900. We're talking about the accuracy of those Zillow Zestimates on home values here in Colorado. What can home sellers do to improve their value presentation online, Barb?
Well, Richard, it's a little bit hard now because the prices have mellowed out. Like they've gone flat in most markets, especially through last fall. But what we are seeing more recently is the prices are starting to head back up again. So if you're a buyer and you're thinking about making a home, don't wait for the right time if you can afford it, because the prices are probably not going to come down, at least not along the front range. But if you pick a good agent, don't rely on the Zestimate. Don't let the agent talk you into overpricing your home. That means your house will sit on the market month after month and you won't end up being happy. You have to look at the whole picture, and that's absolutely what we help our home sellers do. We take a look at historic sales that are real comparable sales like an appraiser would use. We look at what the current market is doing. We look at your current competition and help you decide how to position the home to be the best home on the block. All you need to do is give us a call, 719-301-3900, or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
You're listening to Your Real Estate Voice. That's Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And if you're thinking of making a move, call Barb at 719-301-3900 or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll be talking about what questions should you ask before you hire a real estate agent here in Colorado.